Before we start, I looked back on the South Park episode, the one with they formed the Christian rock group.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. And it was like
That
the
that was that was funny.
yeah, it was the part around the ending where Eric was about to receive the award, and he's thinking he's getting the platinum album, but they said no. For Christian albums, they get the Murmur record instead of the platinum. And looking at the Jesus is King album cover, it's blue like the Murmurs. So I don't know if there's like a reference to it or just a coincidence. But I doubt the Murmur thing exists, but there's like a funny touch to it.
I guess they were inspired by Trey Parker and Matt Stone to make it that.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet like the whole purpose for Kanye was just for the Murmur cover, so he can be on the next episode. Gay Fish Part 2. Alright, Kanye West, Jesus is King. Like a bit of information for it. It's been anticipated for at least a year now. Last year we had like two projects from him, one called Yay, the other one with Kid See Ghost, which was a collaborative project with Kid Cudi. Two perfectly good projects I loved, like really loved. And then after that he announced the next album, full-length album called Yandi, which is, I'm pretty sure, is like a sequel to his Yeezus album, which dropped in 2013. Yeezus Yandi, and then the cover was clear like Yeezus, something to do with it. And I'm guessing, yeah, maybe it has something to do with a bit of Christianity, maybe some gospel to it. So like everybody's been waiting, and then everyone's been, moaning, because Kanye never drops an album on time. He always pushes it back. So yeah, of course it's gonna be held back a lot. And then nobody was expecting when it'll drop. So his wife even said, "Oh, his new album's dropping this," and then everyone's like, "Nah, no, it ain't."
And it does.
I mean, when she announced it at this certain date, it didn't come out. So we waited till I think October. Like it came out a couple of weeks ago. So
So it's still new.
still relatively new, still talked about a bit. So it has a new name, Jesus is King. And judging by the name of the album, it's what we expect from Kanye West.
It's certainly what I expected.
Yeah, if you kept in touch in social media for like the past year, or even follow Kanye West on social media, there's this whole Sunday service, which is him with a group of choir sing Jesus music, sing his music every Sunday, and it's just like showing videos of him being super happy. Oh, he loves the church, he loves this whole Sunday service he created. And then I think that what really hyped up the album Yandi, or now called Jesus is King. And then that's what I was hoping too. We getting stuff like that, getting the gospel stuff with his beautiful instrumentals, and combining them together. That would be a perfect project. But I think when it came out, it has been a mixed bag for some people. So I feel like that's what people wanted more of it, because last year we had like 7 songs per album, and people expected a full-length one. And then maybe
he's probably saving more for future albums.
Probably, but I think it's still like 30 minutes, the album was, and there's 11 songs on it, so I feel like people wanted more from it. And to me personally, first listen, I mean, it is what you expect, and what you've been hearing in interviews and all that. Kanye has gone full Christian, and he's no stranger to Christian rap music. one of his best songs ever, Jesus Walks, that still holds up to this day. And then he may dabble in some gospels and Christian music nowadays, but this is like first time he actually tried to do a Christian rap album. But he
Full transition.
Yep, complete transition from Life of Pablo Kanye to this Kanye. And last year he went from bipolar to full Christianity now in the span of a year. but the whole track is I guess for casual listeners, I mean, this is okay, but I think for any hardcore Kanye fans, I feel like old Kanye would hear this and be like, what is this? Just by instrumentals, the mixing, and maybe the lyrics. I mean, it's all like been messy because there are rumors about there's like a lot of features in this, and I feel like Kanye stripped them away. Because there's stuff about, there's features that had some swearing or references to demons and Satan, and then Kanye stripped that away just so it's clean and it's for the Christian community.
Well, that and some kid might come across it.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, this is a full change of pace of what he wants, and I'm guessing he wants acceptance from the Christian community. There's even a line on here saying, it's on the song Hands On. It's like, what would the Christians think? They're the first one to judge me. It's like, Kanye, what do you expect? I mean, you've been a controversial figure for like a decade, and you've been making songs and been in interviews saying, I am God, so what do you expect from them? Like, you don't think they'll have a change of heart and they'll be like, oh yeah, this is fine now because you're making Christian music.
Well, that and people still remember the time that he interrupted Taylor Swift getting her award.
Yeah, so like all those acts, all those antics, and then it's like, oh yeah, well, we're cool with you now. It's something like, it's very petty of him.
We can forgive, but we'll never forget.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool if you like, oh yeah, you admit your wrongs and want to do good, but it's like, don't expect them to change or forgive you just because you're doing this for them. But I feel like for anyone who is a Christian, they'll listen to this and be like, I mean it's not much really. I mean, if you listen to a Christian album, it's almost like, yes, the artist is telling a story and it inspires you, just inspires you, yeah. So for Kanye, on Jesus is King, he's talking to himself. He's like, oh, I love God because this, because that, he saved me. It's like, he's not really speaking to us, he's just talking to himself. So there's no connection. Good for him. Good for him, but there's like no connection to the fans or to the listeners. It's just like this feels rushed, and he's just talking to himself.
So it's basically a What About Us album?
What about us? Yeah.
Yeah, we're just asking, what about us?
Yeah.
What about the listeners?
Yeah, because this is really about him. Like, there's something happened to him, like in a hospital. I think he said he almost died or something, but I don't know. And his faith with God happened, so, which is like fine and all. And then I don't know, there's been a conspiracy theory or like stuff going around saying he's not happy. He's still having an episode. He's having that Kanye phase where he latches onto something to keep himself sane. Like, I don't think his family or friends, like, I don't know him personally, so I doubt it, but
well, I don't either.
Yeah, but I don't, it's like they're saying like his family's not giving him the help he needs because he has mental breakdowns, so he latches onto something to keep himself sane. So that's almost the same with the fashion industry and like supporting Donald Trump's like, oh yeah, if I just talk about this, then I'll be fine. So tweeting about Donald Trump is awesome and all that. And then it's just, he's not getting the help he needs. That's what I think. So he latches on to the church. Not like he's making this for profit or anything. I don't think he's doing that, but it's like
I hope not.
no, but I feel like he's connected to the church to keep himself sane. But it's like I'm not into politics or anything, but if you're like
Oh, neither am I.
but I'm just saying, if you are a die-hard Christian, I don't think you can support Trump at the same time. Like, if you support...
Oh, hell no.
No.
Hell no.
But-
Don't support
No.
Trump if you're Christian.
No,
He's not the man you should support.
yeah. But I feel like Jesus will look at Kanye's like, why are you supporting him? The guy who is okay with putting kids in cages. Like, that's a big no-no, Kanye.
Maybe that's something for Kanye to talk about in the confessional box.
Like, he's always been pressured, like, why do you like Trump, this or that. Like, his response, if I remember, is just like, oh yeah, this guy that nobody believed would be president is president, and I looked up to that and all that because nobody expected that. So I was like, is that it?
I kind of expected it after a while, to be honest.
Yeah. And then
I
it's
mean,
like,
when people were dropping out of the race and he was starting to be the only Republican left, I was kind of starting to believe it more and more and be like, oh no, he's gonna be in the
Oval
White
Office.
House.
Yeah.
Hold on to your butts for the next 4 years.
So there's that prediction that he's just latching on to church to keep himself happy. And then also, like, in the features on this, and he told everyone who worked on it to not have premarital sex just because he was working on his album. It's like, again, just another thing. Like, I'm sure most of these people on the album are Christians, but even the ones that are not, like, you can't force them to not do that. It's their choice, but I understand you want the vibe for the album, you just want to make it look right, but it's kind of like you're still being addicted to this church and this Christianity. It's like...
People screw when they want. You can't control that.
Yeah, let them. Let Kenny G shag all he wants. So yeah, we're talking too much of Kanye himself. Like, let's just talk about the songs. But like, talking about Kanye himself, it's just more interesting. But but the songs...
Hard to stay on topic.
Yeah, but, I mean, the songs are like okay for what it is, but it's kind of like
So
should
it's
have got more.
It's that Christian cheese that you expect.
Yeah, like the first song, Every Hour, I like the start of it, like the gospel of the church, the service, and
I agree, it's a decent introduction
Yeah.
to what we're getting.
Yeah, but I feel like when we heard it, it's like, okay, we're getting more from them, but it's like we only hear them twice. That's kind of a letdown. And Kanye says this is a gospel album, but we only heard the Sunday service choir twice, so it's not gospel, it's just Christian rap.
Well, that's a disappointment.
Yeah. Like, going down the list is like these okay songs, but nothing to come back to. But let's go to Closed on Sunday, which is the worst song I ever heard from Kanye.
Is that the Chick-fil-A one?
Yep. Like, he built it up, and then with the production, and then he just says, "Closed on Sunday, you my Chick-fil-A, #1 with the lemonade." It's like, if this song is trying to be funny, it's not funny.
And plus, according to The Good Place, if you go to Chick-fil-A's, that it means that you hate gay people.
Yeah, so I don't know if Kanye just wanted to add that to it. For some reason, I don't know.
Is he trying to imply that he hates gays or something? I hope he doesn't hate gays.
I hope not, because if he loves fashion, there's a lot of gay people in the fashion industry. No, I'm sure he loves gays, so I hope he's not that much of a die-hard Christian. Yeah, terrible.
Die-hard Christians like that are always kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, their beliefs are kind of scary to think about.
Yeah, might want to slowly back away. So, yeah, Closed on Sunday sucks. I mean, I prefer Popeye's chicken, but it's, I mean...
I just had Cane's for lunch.
Good stuff. But just one more thing about the song, like, most of these have a purpose, but what's the whole point of Closed on Sunday? Because all he says is, Chick-fil-A! I mean, what do we get from it? He likes Chick-fil-A?
We get nothing. We lose. Good day, sir.
We know his food choice on the menu, I guess. So yeah, trying to, yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem if you like Chick-fil-A. I've eaten at Chick-fil-A, and I don't have a problem if you're gay. I mean, their food tastes like way better than McDonald's stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Tastes healthier.
yeah. Like, I have nothing against anyone, I just want food. It's lunchtime.
Yeah, when you have the munchies, you gotta satisfy your hunger.
Yeah, satisfy everyone, no matter what they are, with the waffle fries. So,
Yep.
let's just skip a few. The song "Everything We Need." It was leaked months ago, and we found out it originally had the late rapper XXXTentacion on it, and you can tell why he stripped that away, because he must have swear, or he must have been a controversial figure at the time. I mean, people still talk about him, saying he did these bad things. It's like, did Kanye just strip that away just so there's no swearing, or he's just that controversial, he doesn't want to like hurt anyone? But
You mean not? Don't you mean not hurt anyone anymore?
anymore, yeah. This is like Kanye West has been doing this thing where if there's a new artist, he has to immediately jump on the song with them. It happened with Lil Pump, it happened with Tekashi 69, and then the late rapper's post album, he jumped on the feature, and now he has, I don't know how the industry works, I guess he has to buy the first from the late rapper, so he bought the X first, and then he slapped it on the song, and it's like, okay, this is gospel, and then you have X yelling, okay, I'm turned, and then yelling all this swearing, so yeah.
That's the problem with jumping on the bandwagons.
Yeah. And then he's saying like, oh, I never got the chance to say you inspire me. It's like, you never talked about him before. Like, why are you saying this now after his death? It just comes across as jumping on the bandwagon, and you took his verse. So
That's not how you honor people's deaths.
yeah, just like profit, and then just leaking stuff from him after his death, and he doesn't get the right to say, oh yeah, I want this, or I don't want this out.
First Nickelodeon announces Camp Coral, now this.
Basically.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Let's stay on topic.
I know it sounds like I'm shitting on this, but there's some songs I do like. The song God Is. I don't know if you remember this. It's like, it starts with the female singer, and she sings beautiful, and then Kanye like jumps on, just nasally talking about how much he loves God, but it still sounds really good. And I just come back to it for the female singer itself.
Yes, sometimes Kanye songs are sound nice when you let the Kanye stuff be instrumental.
Yeah, because he's a amazing producer, and all the features on that album it's really good. They did their job right. It's like when Kanye wants to jump on, it's kind of like either works or it doesn't.
Yeah, and for example, his song Stronger, if you take out all the Kanye lyrics and just let them be instrumental, you got one of the best remixes of Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger ever.
Yeah, it was really good.
So that part of Kanye's religious album hasn't changed from his old albums.
Yeah, because he does that thing where, because he's known for doing samples, and then it's just not much. There's like a lot of missed opportunities to like sample like old Christian stuff. Like he even did it with that old song No Mercy. It's like a Bible verse, like, is it the weeping and the moaning and the gnashing of teeth? Like, something so simple like nobody recognizes, and then he made a hit song. So he could have done something like this for Jesus is King, but it's like, no, we got him singing. It's like, we have everything we need. Doot, doot, doot.
Better be smart about this next time.
It's like every song I hear from this, like, okay, this is a missed opportunity. Like, Water, like, that has the gospel, but it could have been done better. Or even Everything We Need, that could have got the gospel choir in it. It's like everything was rushed. I feel like it doesn't feel like a perfect timed album. It feels like he really stripped stuff away that was originally Yandhi. And then yeah.
Yeah, and for something that had its release date continuously pushed back, you'd expect better.
Exactly, like he was really adding more stuff to it, like more instrumentals, like more vocals, more features. But it's like he's been pushing this back, and people have been waiting for this.
And this is why stuff getting a release date pushed back is always risky in that way.
Yeah. And then the last song, like I say last song, is kind of like the last proper song. It's Use This Gospel, and it has Kenny G, jazz legend, with the saxophone. That was perfect. And then you get the reunion of Clips, which was No Malice and Pusha T, who were signed to Kanye West. But it's kind of like, is that really like the reunion we need for like a Christian song, for them to come back for so many years? Like, we haven't seen them since the Bling era. We've seen Pusha T a lot, but not him and No Malice together in such a long time. But Use This Gospel was one of the best songs because it has that piano key, din 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 din, and then the harmony comes in, and it's just, the build up was perfect. Kanye was really good on it, all the features and the saxophone, like it was perfect. It's something you expect from the Christian album. But I wish we had more stuff like this.
If only.
Yeah. And then the last song, Jesus is Lord, he's just saying Jesus is Lord, and it's just so quick. Like, there's no purpose.
Is that the 50-second one?
Yeah, like he stripped away the beats, and he's just saying Jesus is Lord.
Is it fair to call that a full-length song if it's just 50 seconds?
Yeah.
Feels like more of a wrap-up thing.
Yeah. Like, we could... The whole thing is like, yeah, I don't think this is trash, because it's still fine, the features are fine, he's fine, but it's like...
We got what we were promised.
Yeah, but it's like a lot of missed opportunities. Like, maybe we could have got, like, 11
more
songs. Yeah, could have got more, maybe like more Jesus Walk sounds. Maybe
more.
More, or more Ultralight Beam, or just like more Sunday service, add more gospel into these songs, maybe like better lyrics, maybe stop whining what people would think of you. Then maybe you could have got something, but I mean,
all the things he needs to fix if he does any more Christian albums.
Yeah, I mean, it's not trash. I'm just disappointed, to be honest. But you know, if he wants to do more Christian rap music in the future, then go ahead. Maybe get more Jesus Walks. Then we'll be cool.
Yeah, just do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. I'm happy he's a Christian and all, but like, don't get too attached from everyone else. Like, if you are struggling, please get help. Not from church, but like from other people, like friends, family.
People you trust.
Yeah.
Basically.
And not Trump.
Yeah, and be careful who you trust.
Exactly. Well, that's Kanye with you. Well, my two favorite songs is God Is and Use This Gospel. Do you have any favorites?
No.
Nope. Oh, damn. Alright, let's get into the good stuff. Joker.
I'm going to say this right now. This Joker completely makes up for Jared Leto's Joker in Suicide Squad.
Oh, definitely. Like, the trailer, like, when it came out, like, a while ago, I was like, I kind of get what they're doing. It's trying to make it artsy, like a different interpretation of Joker. But it's kind of like, oh yeah, it's just about Joker, no Batman. I was kind of like, I wonder how they're gonna do it, because it's like, you can't have Joker without Batman, because they're like the greatest.
Well, they
like
had a
yin
very
and
young
yang.
Bruce Wayne.
They have
They had a
that,
very
yeah.
young-
And that's kind of like a
Yeah.
cool idea, like, already seeing young Bruce and the Joker. But we'll, like, talk more about the spoilers later on. Oh yeah, spoiler!
Yeah. If you haven't seen this movie, why haven't you seen it? You should see it, especially if you're a massive fan of DC and Batman or Joker.
Yeah. So like, despite what the media says about it, it's like, after watching this, it's like, I don't want to kill anyone. I mean, it was a good movie. It's not what they expected, but they're just like trying to wait for someone to hurt someone. Just be like, oh yeah, the Joker did it. This is the movie that made them want to shoot people. It's like, shut up.
Well, why the hell would I want to shoot anyone after seeing the movie?
Yeah. I mean, I like movies. I mean, I'm inspired by movies, but I don't want to kill anyone because, I don't know, I like the Terminator. I like Joker. I like Rambo. Those people are crazy because they're crazy, not because the movies are crazy.
I think that real life experiences are more bring in more killers than movies and other kinds of violent media.
Right. It's like the same discussions. People are still saying video games cause violence, and it's like, aren't we over this already? Like, why are people still talking about it?
I mean, dude, I play. I sometimes play Crazy Taxi in my free time, but it doesn't inspire me to drive recklessly.
Yeah. Exactly. So, alright, I guess we can start with this thing. Joaquin Phoenix, what do you think?
He's a great actor.
Really good. I like him in Brother Bear.
Oh, he was in that.
I think so, because I saw his interviews and there's like a Brother Bear poster behind him, so I was like, wait, is he in it?
Do you like?
I'm guessing he was that spiritual bear. So what a perfect transition from bear to clown. Actually, let me check real quick.
I mean, Phoenix has done a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Let's see, Brother Bear.
Well, that and his brother was young Indiana Jones in Last Crusade.
Yep, he's Brother Bear.
Is he like the main character in that?
Yeah, it's the main one. Kenai? I don't know.
I think it's pronounced Kenai.
Kenai, yeah. So yeah, I think it's like the second best Joker we had in a long time. Maybe I don't want to rank it. I don't want to rank Jokers, but he was the best one we had in a long time since Heath Ledger. And Mark Hamill's still the best one.
Well, Hamill's still best animated Joker.
Yeah.
Need to see more animated stuff with Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Hell, he should be the old Joker in a real movie. Yeah. Like my first watch of the Joker film, I didn't know what to expect. Didn't know what they were going for, but at the end, I really enjoyed it, and it really got me surprised. Like his mental health, that's what it was mostly focused on, and I kind of happy they went through that route, and because that's some sort of Joker we don't really see much. We most people see, oh, he's just crazy because he wants to watch the world burn, but he's kind of like, yeah, he is struggling, like, his life and dealing with stuff and his job and his mother, and his mother is just like faking stories.
Crazy.
Yeah, like she's either telling the truth and it's not, and then Joaquin Phoenix, he's saying stuff, is it real, is it fake, like that love interest, it turns out to be, all in his head.
All his imagination. He was only thinking of what it would be like.
Yeah, and that kind of got me there. And then there's like when he went crazy, went into a fridge. There's also moments where like when he's at the stand-up comedy, he was laughing at the wrong jokes, and that really got me. Like that was really interesting.
Yeah, where his condition came in,
Yeah,
and apparently that's actually a real condition. It's not something just made up for the movie.
yeah, I actually like that they did that, and the laughing was. It really feels like he was in pain. Like he really got that well done.
Yeah, he was. Whenever he was laughing, it was never because he was happy.
Yeah, and that's the scary part. Like when he was in danger and on the train, and he was like really suffering.
Yeah, and he'd just gotten fired from his job for bringing in a gun to a children's hospital, and he was all depressed and laughing. And
Yeah,
some of the guys some of those rich businessmen on the train were starting to bully him,
yeah,
and he just like shot one of them, and then the other one was trying to get away, and he chased after him and killed him too.
yeah,
It's situation definitely escalated pretty quickly
yeah. Like
from
despite
just like a simple bullying to a to
something serious.
defending yourself, and then flat out homicide.
Yeah. And then like even still when that happens, like the world still thinks, oh, those innocent men on the train got murdered, but they don't really see the big story, or they weren't there to witness what happened. And I'm surprised the old lady wasn't there to testify or anything, saying, oh yeah, they were bullying me, and the clown, yeah, they're assholes. Don't mourn for them.
I think the old lady must have thought that Joker was probably just as dangerous.
Yeah, she probably want to keep her mouth shut. And then it started this whole riot and movement, and then
People saw it as like some sort of protest.
yeah. But I don't know what, like, that moment, I don't know what they were trying to go for, maybe because I didn't really see what it represents or anything, but it's kind of like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like representing what's happening nowadays, protest. But what really got me, what I really loved, it was the talk show scene during the ending. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I thought like, oh yeah, Joker is gonna take his life on the talk show, and I was like, okay, this is a one-off film. This is about a different Joker, and showing how he's gonna take his life, and it's gonna like fuck everything up, like the world is going crazy because of that. But he went a different direction, and it was so intense. The writing was incredible, and then just like arguing with the talk show host Robert De Niro. It's kind of like another callback to like The Dark Knight, where Heath Ledger was like, oh, if I shoot this prisoner, no one cares, but if I shoot this old lady, oh, the world goes insane. And then Joaquin Phoenix said something similar to it, and that kind of got me. And it is kind of like real life, to be honest. Like social media, how they handle stuff.
Yeah, how people are just like bullying other people
Yeah,
rather than focusing on important situations.
right. And then it was a surprise he shot the talk show host, and then yep, riots in the streets, and then
He was admitting that he murdered a bunch of rich people.
yeah,
There was like no going back.
yeah, and
And plus,
yeah,
plus the talk show host was using clips from his stand-up to like mock him.
yeah,
So it was some form of revenge.
Yeah, and Joker realizes, and that was like a really good argument back and forth, and then that really, like, he really got him back for it. Just saying, like, he's just using him to mock him, like, he was never really there to, like, invite him, just to, like, just laugh at him, and then the whole riot's, like, and then that's supposedly how Thomas Wayne got shot. Just because of the Joker.
Just because the Joker got to give someone else what they deserve.
Yeah, and Thomas Wayne came out as an asshole, to be honest. Like, in the bathroom scenes, like, oh yeah, I feel like I was your son, and then he punched him in the nose or something.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had that part of the story really well, where it could be like, is the Joker secretly a half brother of Batman? But then it turns out nope. Where they make you think that they're going to do something stupid, but then they go in a smart direction with it.
And it'll still leave you thinking, like, is he lying or actually telling the truth?
For all we know, some of that part could be Joker illusion too.
Yeah.
It's probably not.
Yeah. But it's one of those moments where you actually watch it just to see, oh, okay, maybe he's not seeing this, or maybe he's seeing that, and maybe she really is telling the truth, or no, she's just crazy. But yeah, Joker really went down the rabbit hole, and like, it's like as soon as he like closed himself into the fridge, that's when he turned into the Joker. Like that's, and he can't like go back to being normal and sane. Like he's already insane.
If only he was adopted by someone better.
Yeah. Could be.
Yeah, I mean, the way he was raised is definitely bad parenting.
But yeah, this was a really good film. I like how it starts and the way it ends. I like the ending when he's just laughing, just thinking about the Thomas Wayne shooting, and then Ferris was just like, what? He's like, huh, you wouldn't get it. And then film ends.
He escapes the asylum.
Yeah. And then it ends, and that was really well done.
I would watch a follow-up if they ever made it.
If they ever do, yeah, but I think it's just a one-off. But it'll be cool.
Yeah, and we can only get nice things
Once.
at good moments.
We only get a good thing once. If they do sequels, it'll always be bad. Not saying all sequels are bad, but it's like, whenever there's like a one-off film, yeah, if there's always a one-off film, then they're normally the best ones.
Yeah, we don't need it to be part of the DCEU, but it would be cool if it was, rather than Suicide Squad Joker.
Yeah. Maybe they will.
Hopefully Birds of Prey will at least be good. It's established that Harley and Joker are no more in that.
Oh, good. Maybe Robert Pattinson will be in the Joaquin Phoenix world.
Well, that's if they do make a follow-up.
Yeah, or in the cinematic world. But then DCU would be making too many worlds. But I do like that DC has their style now. Like, it took them a few tries, but they kind of got what works, and I think that's what the Joker works. And then they just like keep on with that, just so it's something unique and different apart from the MCU when they tried to do something like that, but it failed, so they tried to do something else, and it really worked.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention the only good film that part of DCEU is probably Shazam.
Shazam too. Some people like Aquaman.
Well, I'm probably not interested in seeing Aquaman.
Nah, no. But yeah, the Joker really great film. Recommend it.
I'd probably watch it again.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not an action film, but it's mostly like a
Drama.
yeah, crime drama. Done really well.
As Joker said, my life's not a drama, it's a comedy.
And you're all laughing.
He's basically accepting that he's going insane.
Yeah. So yeah, like after the film, like he hopped on Jimmy Kimmel, and then Jimmy Kimmel, being the dumbass he is, he like showed like a clip of Joaquin Phoenix trying to be in character, but like there's someone on set whispering, and he just like yelled and cussed at him, and it was like very awkward on talk show, and everyone was hating Jimmy Kimmel because of that. Like that wasn't funny, mate. Like, why'd you show that? I'm just waiting for Joaquin Phoenix to say, "Do you want to hear another joke?"
And then he like shoots Jimmy Kimmel on stage.
Yeah, and then everyone would applaud. But no hate to Jimmy Kimmel, but that was like a dumb move on him.
Well, hopefully he'll learn.
Yeah. But the other talk shows are fine when they interviewed Joaquin, but it's just Jimmy Kimmel. Like, he tried to be funny. Like, he made a joke about Joaquin Phoenix grew up trying to dance. So I was like, oh, did you like was on a cardboard box like break dance in the streets? And then Joaquin's like, I get it, it's funny to you, but it was serious for me. And then he's just like, oh, I bet it is. And then he just keeps going on like the typical talk show attitude where he keeps interrupting, trying to add a joke in. It's like, it's not needed. Please stop.
Is he trying to be like Robert De Niro's character?
Not even that, just like a cringy version. Well, I'm sick of talk show hosts. Like, it's like when they just try to be too funny, but it's kind of like just like shut up and ask the questions.
Just interview the person.
Yeah, it's like it's not about them. I mean, yeah, it's the name of the show, but it's like you're interviewing the guest.
I mean, I'm sure that talk show hosts can be funny, but there's a time and place to be funny.
Right. It's just like it's just showing like the random behind the scenes footage. Like, what do you expect from it? Like, were you expecting like an applaud or like laughter? There's like Joaquin Phoenix is saying, oh yeah, I'm sorry about that, I was trying to be in character, it's not that guy's fault. And Jimmy Kimmel keeps saying, yes it is, and Joaquin's like, nope, just he's trying to be like genuine and serious about it, and then Kimmel's like, oh no, he did it, he messed it up, blame him. It's like, Jimmy, shut up. So what's up?
Yeah, Jimmy needs to be nicer on his show.
Yeah. Anything about the Joker we missed? I feel like we talked about it not too long.
Like, could talk about some of its inspiration it took from like King of Comedy, but I've not seen King of Comedy yet, and I'm sure plenty of other people have talked about its King of Comedy inspiration better than we could.
Is that like something about like the humor and like someone who wasn't funny to begin with become funny, or
maybe? But like I think it starred Robert De Niro, which
and he's on there.
Yeah, and he's that talk show host on Joker.
Yeah.
Which definitely is not a coincidence if Joker did take inspiration from King of Comedy.
People saying it also got inspiration from Taxi Driver. I think that's what it was called.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah,
that'd be another film. I actually have seen Taxi Driver. It's definitely another story of someone going insane, and they're already messed up to begin with.
Do you think like it's exactly like Joker, or I mean, it's just
No, there are differences, obviously differences.
yeah. You could think it's not an exact copy.
No, it's not an exact copy.
That's good.
It is clear that whoever wrote Joker is a fan of Martin Scorsese films.
Yeah, if you wanted to like go for that mental route with the Joker.
Yeah, not just taking storylines from the comics. You know, like what
Yeah.
Suicide Squad did.
Yeah, like with the other ones, like they're trying to like, okay, let's just try to do this, but let's drop Easter eggs or references from comics. It's like, I mean, that's not what we wanted to watch.
Yeah, comic-based movies can be real movies if they try.
Yeah, like the original Spider-Man,
And Logan,
Logan, Deadpool, maybe
Shazam,
Shazam, some Batman.
maybe some of the best MCU stuff.
Some, yeah.
Like some of it, MCU at its best, mind you.
Yeah, the good ones. I try to like look back on Endgame and it's like, yeah, I mean, I still enjoy it. It's kind of like, yeah, there are some moments when we refuted, like I nitpicked. I still have some feelings, but the stuff I said now, I'm just like, who cares? I mean, it's just an enjoyable film. Don't take it too serious about time travel.
I mean, it at least was trying to be interesting with time travel.
Yeah. And then some Red Letter Media, they predict, oh, Star Wars is gonna do the same thing, just so people will love it. I mean, like when the yeah.
Well, we'll talk about Star Wars next time.
Yeah. Well, we could do like a little prediction. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Just the story wise.
Kylo and Rey are gonna fight one last time.
Yeah. It'll go like two ways. It's gonna be like something J.J. Abrams is gonna like do something that Star Wars has never done before, or he just wants to keep it safe so people will not hate on it. It's still gonna be boring.
Honestly, I think that he's just playing it safe at this point, especially after controversy Last Jedi caused among the fandom.
Yeah. This is the same guy who like kept it safe with Force Awakens and how similar it was. Like I don't want to like repeat the conversation, like everyone knows it to death. It was like, okay, like just he's grabbing Palpatine back, he's grabbing all these people, there's like a battle droid in the background in the trailer. It's like all these things, like this is to please everyone, like we're making this better. Don't worry guys, we got this.
Well, I mean, it's not the first time someone's uncovered a battle droid in Star Wars canon material. It happened in the Aftermath trilogy.
Yeah. Just like a bunch of Easter eggs, and it's like, oh look, Rey's holding double-bladed lightsaber. It's like, we all know he's having a dream or something. She's not gonna turn evil. You're not fooling us, JJ.
I mean, I do agree that one of your toughest enemies to fight is yourself, but they're not going to do anything cool like that, where it's like Rey fighting herself or her turning to the dark side in general.
Yeah.
It's probably just a vision.
Yeah, obviously it's a vision, and they also like hyped up C-3PO. It's like he's about to die. It was like, no.
Or it's like you're wondering if he's turned evil or something.
Yeah. Oh dear, I'm just looking at my friends for one last time. Oh dear. It was kind of like, oh, he's just probably doing something that almost could have killed him, but doesn't. He's just resurrecting a battle droid, and he's like summoning the battle droids to fight them. That would be funny.
I'm not gonna lie, it would actually be cool.
Yeah. I mean, he was a battle droid in the Clone Wars, with the head on the battle droid. So it all comes back to you.
Well, well, if they reference that moment and try to use that moment for C-3PO to be useful in the Rise of Skywalker, then that moment in Attack of the Clones will feel more than just some goofy moment.
I feel like, yeah, it all comes together like in a time loop. So I think, oh, there's like this thing, Palpatine comes back to life, so that makes the whole Darth Vader death sacrifice pointless. And he's just whoosh, hello, and he like goes through portals, and they go through it because he did it with the Death Star. That's why they're there in the first place. So they just like fight through different times in the Star Wars, and then Rey gets stuck during the Phantom Menace. She grows old and turns into Shmi, gives birth to Anakin, and there's this infinite loop.
What kind of fan fiction have you been reading? Okay.
Too many. Rey is Shmi. If I'm saying that name right, Anakin's mom.
If that happens, I will give you my entire life savings.
We're putting money on this.
Okay, not really, because I actually need to support myself.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll give.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe a bit of money. Okay.
Yeah. On the day of the premiere, I'll say I told you so.
Well, it depends whether we see it opening day or not.
Yeah. It's like out of all the characters they would bring back, it's Anakin's mom.
Well, I mean, if only she was brought back in the original Star Wars trilogy, then Darth Vader could have killed Palpatine earlier in the trilogy.
Mother Shmi saves the day. Well, I'm putting money on Hayden Christensen comes back as a ghost, or like in a Darth Vader suit. And
I want Hayden Christensen to come back. You know, people were too hard on his performance.
I know, I love him.
Yeah, look.
It'll be sweet to see him back.
Sure. I mean, sure, his acting can feel wooden, but like when he is like turning to the dark side and he's it kind of gives the feeling that he's trying to act more menacing and tough now that he's learning about the dark side.
Yeah, like his emotions work. Like when he's angry, it really feels like he's angry. Like he's really good at that. But it's like when George Lucas tells him like, oh, it's not just the men, but the women and children too. I hate them. Then it just doesn't work. But it's not Hayden Christensen's fault.
Yeah, it's you can't just put the blame on Hayden.
Yeah. But
I mean, no performance is perfect, or dialogue is perfect for that matter.
like that's just Star Wars in general. They just blame the actors and not the person behind it. Like they blame Jake Lloyd and Hayden Christensen and then Rose and then Jar Jar, and they don't really blame, you know, the director or just the people behind it.
Well, I mean, there is some blame put on George Lucas.
Yeah.
I mean, if only. I wonder what it would be like if George Lucas could finish the story himself.
Which like like something came out like he pitched ideas and then Disney was like, no, we're doing this, and then he said, oh, I felt betrayed. It's like, dude, you got billions of dollars from selling it. Like, why are you whining? Hoo.
Well, I mean, I guess he had the idea planned out for years.
Yeah.
So he'd obviously feel a little upset.
Yeah, I understand, like, maybe businessmen tricked him just so it'd be like, oh yeah, we'll use your scripts. And then, like, once he, like, sold it to Disney, they're like, no, I understand that, but they're like, People will still love your work better than Disney, anyways.
I still own my Star Wars pack on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I got back in Christmas 2011.
Yeah, I still got the OG prequel DVDs, the raw ones of George Lucas.
All that.
Yeah, the old school ones.
Yeah, where Episode 1 is Puppet Yoda.
Yeah, Puppet Yoda. I think that's about it for this episode.
Well, to be continued after we see Episode 9.
Yeah, we'll try and do one more this month. And if not, then we'll see with the Last Jedi. No, wait, not Last Jedi, damn it.
Rise of Skywalker.
The rise
Yeah,
of...
we'll,
The rise of, yeah, him.
yeah, we'll be talking about that in our 3-year anniversary podcast.
Yeah. Almost the end of the decade. Let's make it a good one. Alright, see you guys.
Bye.